John, Tommy, congratulations. You fellas have made it into the final round of this competition.
It's time to step up your games and make something worthy of a Forged in Fire champion.
Now it's time to send you back to your home forges to recreate an iconic weapon from history. That weapon is the M1832 foot artillery sword. You'll have 4 days at your home forge in which to complete this challenge. At the end of your 4 days, you'll return and present your weapons to our panel of expert judges, and after they've tested the hell out of them, you guys will graduate from child's play to full-fledged Forged in Fire champion who wins a check for $10,000. Good luck, bladesmiths. We'll see you in 4 days.
Back here in my shop, here in Gainesville, Texas, and I'm taking on the M1832 foot artillery sword. Today, I want to get the basics forged out. I'm using a car leaf spring because I use leaf spring a lot. It makes a really good blade. It hardens really well and it tempers really well. My secret weapon for moving this metal, an 8-pound hammer. Why? Everything's bigger in Texas, that's why. My cane's a little off-centered, so I had to fix it. I'm gonna throw it in the hydraulic press to get it centered out. A little slower. She's a little ugly, but she moves metal. That's all that matters. Oh, perfect. Woohoo!
Today I'm going to get working on the handle. I'm going to be putting a lot of my own twists in this weapon. So I'm making a cast bronze handle. In order to cast this out of the bronze, I've got to make a positive regardless. So I could use any type of wood. I could use clay. This is just a really easy material to work with. So the idea is that the metal is going to travel down this tube. It's going to fill this handle up. It's going to come down the bottom, fill these up, and those will come out in the mold as cast bronze. So this is a razor tip wood burner. I'm going to use this to put the dragon scale texture. This handle is going to take longer than the blade when it's all said and done, but I think it's going to be well worth it. Love it. Looks great.
Yesterday, like putting in the fullers and quenched. So I'm gonna start forging the garden pommel. We'll get her done. I'm using a piece of round stock, mild steel. Nothing special, but it works. Looks good. So grind the bevels in is what I'm gonna do next. I'm here, round 3. So happy I'm in round 3 to begin with. And build so far is going really good. My blade goes through and it catches on the belt. It has happened to me in a similar situation where it's catastrophic. This stupid thing. I have a curl in my actual edge. I have to match the rest of the edge to that lower point now. If I don't, this could potentially be a weak spot. Just gonna grind it out. Nothing I can do other than that. Just gotta roll with adversity.
Today I have to finish getting the handle cast. I've got the original built. Now I need to make the mold for it. So this is casting sand. It holds shape really well. So what I'm gonna do is pack this down into the bottom of my flask, lay my positive in there, and then pack it in nice and tight. Beautiful. That's awesome. So I've got my 2 halves now. Now I'm ready to put them back together and get them out to the foundry. I've got some bronze that I'm gonna start melting down. Once those get into a molten state, then we'll be ready to pour. The first time you're casting any design, there's always a lot of issues that can come out. You know, the metal could cool down too much before it gets down to the bottom. The mold could collapse on itself. It could just wreck inside and I don't know it. All right. If this doesn't work, I'm screwed. A bad pour is gonna set me back at least half a day, and I really don't have that time to spend. Whoa! That was 3,000 degrees of metal hitting 60-degree water. There she is. Woo! The cool thing about bronze is that there's no carbon in it, so you don't have to worry about cracking or anything like that. I came here to prove that I can deliver more than I did in the first 2 rounds, and I'm really excited to show the judges what I've done. It's a $10,000 sword if I've ever seen one.
To find out what kind of deadly force your artillery swords can supply, I will take your weapon, deliver killing slashes on this ballistics dummy. John, you're up first. You ready for this?
Ready.
I like the beauty of an all-metal construction, and the Damascus pattern you have here is gorgeous. The weight is all the way in the handle, allows for a good recovery and forward delivery of strikes. Your edges are very sharp. Every cut cuts deep, cuts the bone and into the organs. And most importantly, sir, it will kill.
Thank you.
All right, Tommy, your turn. You ready?
Get her done.
The weight of your weapon is all forward, that it actually takes a lot to pull it away for a second strike. But the thing that your beast does have is a very sharp edge. Every cut is very deep, but it takes a lot of work to control this beast. More importantly though, sir, it will kill.
All right, gentlemen, it's time for the strength test. Now, why bring swords to a gun range? Well, so you too can join one of our 2 clubs. The Oh My God, They Broke My Blade with a Bullet Club, or the Bulletproof Sword Club. So to test your blades, we've got our firearm locked in a vise. We've got your blade locked in another vise downrange. We're gonna fire 1 round at that thing. It should split that bullet clean, or worst of all, see that blade shatter. John, you're up first. Are you ready for this?
Yep.
Okay. Fire.
4 holes.
You can actually see top and bottom where that bullet went across your blade. And you can see there's 4 holes in the thing over there. That's the lead core and the jacket going in different directions. So you split that bullet nicely. I don't see any damage to your blade. Well done.
Excellent.
Good job.
Thank you.
All right, Tommy, are you ready for this?
Let's do it.
Fire.
There we go.
All right, Tommy, well, your blade took some damage in that bullet test. There's a chip in one spot, and the other spot you can actually hear my fingernail catching on that roll. Having said that, it doesn't feel bad in my hand, but it is very heavy for this type of sword. But as far as the strength test goes, as you can clearly see, you took some damage.
All right, bladesmiths, now that we know your blades can take a bullet, it's time to find out if they can cut. This is the sharpness test, the shot bag slice. John, you're up first. You ready for this?
Yep.
It is fun to wield. It is fun to move around. It cuts with every slice. It will cut.
Thank you.
All right, Tommy, it's your turn, sir. You ready?
Let's do it.
Awesome.
All right, Tommy, on the stationary cuts, it cuts cleanly. It's a sharp blade. Now, when I'm moving around and changing my balance because of the weight of the blade, it does affect the way I'm cutting. So some of the cuts are not clean all the way through. There's some strands. More importantly, your weapon here, though a beast, it will cut.
John, Tommy, the judges have made their final decision. Our new Forged and Fire champion is... John, congratulations. You are the Forged and Fire champion, and that is a title that comes with a check for $10,000. Good job, brother.
Thank you. Feels great to be the next Forged and Fire champion.
Good job, man.
I'm super proud of all the work that I've done. I've come here and done tests that I've never would have expected, put myself into challenges that I never would have tried before, and I've succeeded, so I feel awesome.